What is your opinion? Like, when do you think a baby's life is valuable?
I think that abortion can be wrong. I don't think that it should be used as a form of birth control, like to just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have unprotected sex and I can just have an abortion.
So 99% of abortions you disagree with? Because only 1% of abortions are incest and considered life of the mother issues. Less than 1%. So is that what you're saying? You agree with the less than 1%?
I've never seen that statistic, and maybe I should.
If the statistic is real, which I believe it is, but you can research it, do you still believe that elected abortions that people are using as birth control, would you disagree with those abortions?
I believe that a woman should have a choice.
Yeah, I think a woman still has a choice.
Right. Well,
keeping your kid and adoption is a choice.
Your board, it says always wrong. That doesn't seem like a choice.
No, it is a choice because you can keep your kid or you can give your kid up for adoption.
I think there's.
And then everybody has a choice, right? Because the young girl that's in the womb that's going to be born, now she has a choice at life. She has a chance at life.
Negatives in both, because you keep the child. Let's say you are a child having this child, and you're no longer a child. Like you have your childhood completely taken away from you, and now you're raising someone else. Also having to deal with the trauma that you're a child and this has happened to you, or you give it up for adoption. One, that can be a trauma for the mother in itself, and two, everybody's heard stories about how like adoption and foster care and things like that maybe isn't the best, and there has always been negative things about it, but there can also be positive, so I'm not saying that there can't be.
Right.
But I just consider, like, to say always and emphasize always, I think that according to you, yes, 99% is like people being careless, but that 1% where it is like been trauma and all of that, like that should be, I think, justified.
I'll ask you this question. If my wife has a baby or is pregnant because of versus being pregnant because of us just deciding to have a baby, are both of those children equally valuable? Do they both have the same value?
Yes, but I think depending on the way that your wife would treat the situation, there could be like some kind of resentment.
But they don't have the same value in that scenario. One deserves to be preserved or deserves to be killed to preserve my wife's emotional feeling towards it, and the other one deserves life. Is that what you're saying? Maybe not what you're saying, but that's what's insinuated, right? One has more value than the other. I think they both have the same value. So if it's conceived through or love,
right,
those babies that are in the womb are equally as valuable.
I think my issue is that you're taking into consideration more of the baby that would be alive rather than the person who's going.
So is it okay to be, so you're saying it's okay for women to be selfish?
In what way?
To say that my feelings are more important than the life of the baby?
I think that, God forbid, something were to happen to your wife. To me, it feels as though you're taking the side of the unborn child.
No, my wife is agree with me. We agree.
Right, but not everybody does. So
but in the case that they don't, let's give it a scenario. What if the father says, I want to keep, just say this is not, it's just a regular baby being born.
Sure.
Just say the father says, I want to keep the child and I want to take care of the child. And the woman says, I don't want to keep the child, I want to kill the child. Should she be able to just kill the child?
I think that's a conversation for that.
No, but in a scenario where abortion should be a woman's choice, right, that she can say, I don't care that you want to take care of the child. I don't care that the child is yours too.
Right.
I'm going to kill the child because I don't want to take care of it.
Yeah.
Not that I can give him to you and you can take care of it and I go on by my life,
right,
but I'm going to kill the child because I don't want to carry the child. Do you think that's fair?
I think it's important that you take both into consideration.
Yeah, what if the man is saying no?
Being that.
But what if the man is saying no? Like, please don't kill my child.
So do you think that takes over her opinion?
No, I think that, well, this is how I feel.
Think that it should be.
So I think it's murder to start with.
Right.
But I would propose, even if people are not going to outlaw abortions, I think that it should be a unanimous decision. defaulted to you have to have the baby, unless you both agree. I wish we could meet in the middle, at least there,
I think
because it's harmful to men for a woman to just kill your child just because you feel like it. It's a man's child too. People forget about the daddy.
I understand that.
Like when my son was in the womb,
Important also.
that was my baby.
But I came up here
Yeah.
specifically speaking on.
Okay,
Was-
okay.
yeah, was my point.
We'll stick to that.
Yeah, I understand what you're coming from, and I understand that can also be traumatizing if you as a father wanted that child and the mother didn't, and now you no longer have a child. That I can understand that's not okay also.
Right.
But I'm personally speaking on.
Is the child, the value question is where I think we'll either agree or disagree, because we may not agree on that, but the value, does a child have value from conception to birth? That's the real question. And if you believe that the child's value is subject to how they were born, that's where we have an issue. If you think the value is consistent, no matter how the child was conceived, then
I think every child has value when they are born.
wait a minute, come on. We got to work through that.
Okay.
You said you feel like every child has value when they're born, but what about 8 months into the pregnancy?
So I do think that, and honestly, I don't know like the logistics of the terms, but I do think, obviously, when, and I don't even know how to describe it, which is why I can't.
You would say
personally
viability.
speak.
Would it be viability? Like meaning that
Explain.
the child can exist outside of the womb.
Yeah. Yeah. When is that?
So I'm not really sure, but I mean, a person could have a baby about a month or two early and still, it'd be premature. Like we had our son a month earlier than the due date. So I think people have had babies all the way up 2 months early, and the baby is premature, but it still can live outside the womb.
I think that babies, they all have value when they are born, for sure. I'm not too sure how I
Yeah.
feel about when they are not born yet, but when they are born, obviously you're not going to go around being like.
But
oh,
what
let
happens
me
when you
just-"
want the baby? Do they have value all the way up until birth? Meaning that right now, if a woman's walking through here and she's pregnant, a deranged man, he don't like them because they go to UT. He go to Texas A&M, right? And the girl is walking, she's pregnant. He punches her in the stomach and runs away. The baby dies. What should happen? Should he be charged with the murder of the baby?
I think he should be.
Or should he
charged
just be
with
charged with
assault.
just assault, not the murder of the baby?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
I think that instinctually or
Usually,
instinctually, you
typically, things like that
would
don't
want him to go to
happen.
jail for killing that girl's baby.
I
Would
would
you?
want him to go to jail for doing that in the first place to that
Right,
girl,
but the baby, though,
regardless of
too.
if she was pregnant or not.
Right. Yo, he done on hitting her, but that baby, that was her baby, that she been raising and carrying, he deserved to go to prison for murdering that baby. Would that be fair? Would you want that for her?
Sure.
Why? Because the baby has value all the way through the pregnancy, not just when she wanted or not wanted.